Alright guys, we're almost done with the shotgun build here. I was going through the process, stripping all the bluing off, and called up Pop and said, you know, because I was going to do it all as a surprise, but I asked him what he wanted the shotgun to look like, and he said he wanted it more to be just like a tactical shotgun, home defense. So I decided to Duracoat it instead. I ran it by him just to make sure. He thinks I'm just doing basically the brake and part of the barrel, but I went ahead and did the whole thing. So let me flip the camera around here and show you guys how it turned out. The finish looks nice. The receiver and the barrel got 5 or 6 coats. This I just did a real light coat because this has to slide over it. So it just, a couple, I think I did 2 coats or 3, whereas I usually do like 5 or 6. So I wanted to do a quick test fit and see how the action goes together, make sure everything still fits right. So I'll bring you back when I get the everything test fit together. Alright, so everything's put back together, minus the stock and the trigger assembly, but everything functions smoothly. There's no interference with anything. So next I'll be taking the stock and foregrip and just sanding them down a little bit. But other than that, we're all done. I hope I could. Hit this release all the way. There we go. So the next thing will be, I'm just going to throw all this stuff in the sonic cleaner and let it do its magic. And then I might do a little bit of polishing some of these parts that are rough and rusted a little bit, just to get it all cleaned up. And then I still need to go and find the other screws for the butt plate here, because these are really chewed up and rusted out, so I don't want to reuse those. But it's coming along nicely. Alright, for this I figured I'd give some anchor lube a try here and see how it does. Guess I'll use this. down a little bit tighter in my chuck here. It just slid right out. I gotta figure out how to get this thing out of here. It's stuck in there pretty good. Oh, there we go. I'll tell you what, that got a fantastic hole. I think I just wasn't giving it enough speed there at the beginning, but once I did, it didn't take it long. That's a new trick. I never had it. I tightened it down until it clicked and gave it a little bit more. It still just popped off of there. Let's make sure our holes are lining up here. Everything looks good there so far. Keeps this slug here. I'll tell you, you better watch out when you get that slug to break loose. I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but when that thing finally pops loose, it's got this center point here, and it hits with some aggression when it shoots out of there. That'll be good. The one thing I do need to get is my hardware. I want to put 1/2-inch bolts through here, and I have some, but they're like 3 inches. I don't really need anything that big, so we're gonna call it good. But I do like these Hogan cutters now that I know how to use them. They work really nice. I mean, that's 4 1/2-inch holes in no time at all, and there's hardly any of a burr on the back side at all, and they're very, very nice looking holes. Let's see if I can get you a little bit closer. So you can see a little bit of an edge there, but not too bad, and the back side is about the same. It kind of rolls it over. So I've just hit it with a deburring tool, and we'll be good to go. I went to the hardware store, picked up my bolts here. Now we've got a good heavy duty vise that can rotate and is much more solid than my other vise was. Alright, so here's the next project. I've had this vise sitting around for about a month or two. So we're going to get this bad boy bolted down here on the welding table. I have the other vise for the time being on the other side, and this is just a little 4-inch. This one's a 5-inch, but it's a little bit more versatile. Pipe draws on the bottom and it rotates around, so I'd much rather get this thing set up. I'll probably make some soft jaws that I can throw in here too, but this is the side of the table that I have my clamp down sections on, and so a lot of times this vise being over here kind of gets in the way, so I figured I'd throw this one down on this side, pull this one off and put it over on the wooden bench, so I have something over there to work with. You can see this one's really sloppy, and I'm probably gonna make a new piece for this because this thing sucks. It binds, like you can loosen it up part way and it'll turn and then it sticks. So I'm gonna get rid of that, put this one on, and I think I'll be happier with it. Alright, to get this set up the way I want it, I'm going to clamp down one corner here. Maybe not. Alright, that'll work. And then I'll just transfer punch. Should be good. And I'm gonna try the Hogan cutters again, see how they work. Alright, well I wasn't planning on showing this, but I figured I'd bring you guys in and show you what I've been up to. Kind of took a break on projects started working on this, getting the DRO kit mounted up. I've got this scale and reed head for the mill table slash cross slide, and then I've got this scale mounted up back here, which was a royal pain in the ass. The back of the lathe here is not anywhere near straight. They have their placard right here, which is on a high spot, so it sticks way out. You can see I've got a little spacer I had to cut out there, and a little one over here, and that was just to get it level, you know, along the table, and then getting it level up and down was a little trickier. But this is the last part of the machining that I have to do. I've got this piece cut down, notched out so it'll fit here. I've got to cut these slots, and this is for the reed head for this scale back here, and it'll be a what my plan is to machine 2 grooves in here, 2 slots, and bolt it here, and then the reed head will go down and it'll be done, and then I can mount the display head. Alright, so the bolt holes are 0.605, so 605 thousandths off from each other. So I'm just going to move over that 302 and a half, make my first cut. I've got all my 0 points set already, so let me just run it over. 2.5. We'll lock that. that's 700 thousandths. I think that's plenty. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm back actually on my 0 point. Alright, so let's go throw it up on the smithy and see how we did. Alright, so we're on the back side of the smithy, and I just wanted to check the fit up. Make sure we did okay. And I think we're going to be just fine. Got plenty of range to move. So now I just need to get this piece on the bottom and get it adjusted to where it'll sit right, and we'll be good to go. Oh, check, I just noticed you guys couldn't see what I was showing you on the bottom here. This is the other piece. This is the bracket that holds the reed head, and this piece has 2 threaded holes underneath here, and this goes in, and then it sits just about even with the bottom of the scale here, like just like that. So let me go grab the all the rest of the hardware I need, and we'll see if we can get this put together. Alright, so here's the bracket I'll mount it up and make sure my hash marks are lined up, being in the same position, either up or down, with the scale itself. And I did have to do one more little bit of machining. The bottom of this, where this edge sits against, it was nowhere close to being flat or true, so I went ahead and adjusted that with the milling machine and got it where it's true now. Now I've got this eyeballed in about where I think it's good, and then I'll just come in here, bring it in a little bit closer, and I can see that I'm just a hair too high. Now the way that this is supposed to work is you're supposed to have this other bracket here with 4 screws on it so that you can adjust with those 4 screws how it sits, but I didn't see how I was going to get that to work with the smithy. Go just a hair. This is the spacer so you can get your proper setting here. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get behind the wipes. There we go. That's a little bit too tight, actually. It's really a pain in the ass not being able to see anything. Actually, you know what I think I might do? I might grab one of the clamps here, see if this threaded hole is the same as the clamp here. Hey, we're in luck. Make sure everything's tight here. think we are done with that part. Got a flathead screwdriver over here. And of course it's too big, so let me go grab a proper screwdriver and get this locked down here, which I think I can grab. Yeah, there we go. Actually, you know what? I think that this needs to go underneath. There's another threaded hole here. I think it'd be better to have this down here underneath so that the cover's got to go over the top of this. So let's see if I get lucky, if it's the right size. Well, I think it's the right size. It's going to be a little bit of effort to try to get it tightened up right, because these are actually, you know what, I think I have some Allen screws that'll work for that. Let me grab that stuff and see if we can get it hooked up right. Alright, so I got the other screw here, if I can get it in. Well, it's a whole nother story. I can get it in without the clamp on there. I can cross thread it. And fat fingers and tiny screws don't make a good combination. There we go. Alright, and we are done. Now all we need to do is remake this stupid screw because it was brass and it broke. So I've got a stainless screw that I'm going to try there and hope that it works. And this is part of the one-shot lube system. It shouldn't be a problem to make the piece out of stainless. It's like $20-something for the replacement, and it's just a 6mm bolt, banjo bolt with a hole through it. So I think I'm gonna call that good. Now I need to figure out, drill these holes out of the covers and throw the covers on, and we should be good.